Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining me and welcome to this LinkedIn live stream for the launch of our 2025 State of the Industry Report live from Kind Motion Studios here in Austin, Texas. A couple of quick housekeeping items before we get started. We have reserved time for questions at the end, so please submit them in the comments field. I also encourage you to provide your thoughts in the comments, as we'll be taking this input to be used in future content and events. Finally, the report will be ready for download at the completion of this webinar. You will find it under the publication section of our website at imasons.org. That's imasons.org. My name is Santiago Suinaga, and I'm the CEO of Infrastructure Masons, or as our members call it, iMasons. A big welcome to our community members, partners, advisory council, and board members. I also welcome those of you who are joining our event for the first time. Infrastructure Masons is a global nonprofit professional association for the digital infrastructure industry. Founded in 2016, the organization has united more than 6,000 professionals representing $1.5 trillion of digital infrastructure projects across 130 countries. This emphasizes the importance of our community in the largest and fastest growth in the history of our industry. We unite the builders of the digital age. We champion the idea that people drive innovation and innovation drives efficiency. I have been in the digital infrastructure industry for more than 20 years, and iMason since 2018, joined the iMasons Advisory Council in 2020, and stepped into the iMason CEO role in July 2024. We're at an important point in time that history will remember as the rise of AI. Now, let's dig into the report. Today is with great pride and pleasure to introduce you to the second annual iMason's State of the Industry, outlining the key findings for 2025. The current interest in the digital infrastructure industry is unprecedented. For decades, our industry was the unseen hero that enabled the digital world to function. This changed in recent months. Data centers and artificial intelligence, or AI, entered the conversation on the morning news and in the public square, opening a window onto the dynamics and challenges of an industry that is as critical and essential to people as the infrastructure that provides electricity and water. The report is unique because it provides a holistic view of the different industry angles and perspective of stakeholders within the industry, including the hyperscalers, end users, data center engineering and construction, data center developers and operators, equipment manufacturers, the hardware, software, and connectivity that supports enterprise applications, cloud and AI platforms, investors, and researchers. Today, I am going to share the details on the challenges they are facing and the trends they are seeing that led to the conclusions I'll be sharing with you today. Over the last year, we engaged with over 500 contributors across 50 countries to gather their input. This included one-on-one conversations with the owners of some of the largest digital infrastructure platforms in the world, member meetings, advisory council sessions, and collaboration workshops with our strategic partners. In accordance with iMason's values, all content was anonymized except where noted. The content gathered from members was then synthesized into this publication. I want to personally thank all of our members who extended their trust to share details with us on what they are facing and the trends that they led to the conclusions I'll be sharing today. This data gathering approach provides a unique perspective about the digital infrastructure industry that's difficult to achieve in any other forum. It surfaces the industry's biggest challenges to responsible and sustainable growth and provides insights into trends and conditions in established and emerging markets. The report is also intended to help economic development officers and policymakers facilitate responsible and sustainable digital infrastructure development in their jurisdiction. Investors make informed decisions about their capital deployments. Civic leaders and community members understand the critical role of the digital infrastructure industry in the modern economy and in their communities. And job seekers investigate viable career opportunities in a growing industry that is building the digital future. The digital infrastructure industry supports and impacts almost every aspect of our daily lives in modern society. If you're watching this live stream, you're relying on and driving demand for digital infrastructure. Every icon you touch on your mobile device is supported by digital infrastructure and data centers. Think for a second what a day in your life looks like and the hundreds or thousands of transactions and interactions you perform using digital and mobile devices connected into the internet. Some people use digital infrastructure almost every single minute of every day. They wear smartwatches that track their vitals while they sleep. This is an industry that keeps the world functioning and connected 24/7. From chatting and messaging with colleagues, friends, and family to banking transactions at almost every business. From playing with online games to emergency response services for an ambulance or a fire truck to be dispatched. From working or using online tools, for education to traveling or commuting. Think about that now. The majority of the methods of transportation rely on digital infrastructure. From watching your favorite movies and shows on your streaming app at home, to the patients receiving medical treatment at hospitals. And now, AI is impacting all those aspects at a greater level and changing the way we interact forever with expected greater efficiencies. More than anything else, the digital infrastructure industry today is grappling with the impact of this AI-fueled growth. This year, reports focus on how the demand for AI is shaping the growth of the digital infrastructure industry. Capacities across all components of digital infrastructure that are needed for people and machines to interact. This includes data centers, power, supplies, and networking equipment such as cell towers, terrestrial and subsea fiber optic cables, as well as hardware, software, and digital devices. The report presents an update of the size of the industry, including stats, numbers, and metrics of the deployed capacity, including capacity currently under construction and in the development pipeline globally, and with the details on the different regions, including Americas, Asia Pacific, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. The integration of AI into the fabric of the modern world is the boon to the digital infrastructure industry. That's because data centers and associated equipment are the picks and shovels of the AI gold rush that many iMasons and other industry observers see as a multi-trillion-dollar investment opportunity. AI is a major revolution. Gen and agentic AI hold promise to transform society. Today, experts are developing the use cases that will create economic efficiencies, from increasing our bandwidth capacity to focus on strategic activities, spending time with our loved ones, or pursue our hobbies. The AI revolution impacts every field. For example, in healthcare, there are some advancements in technologies with the potential to cure cancer. AI is, with any new technologies, bring also some concerns about the jobs that could be lost or replaced. However, the AI industry will also create thousands of new jobs. During the transitions of the different industrial revolutions, there were as well concerns about the jobs that the first machines replaced. But no one knew about the thousands of new jobs needed in factories, machinery, the car industry, transportations, among others. Think for a moment about the thousands of jobs today that 20 or 30 years ago, they didn't exist. The entire workforce between 20 to 40 years old today has access to jobs that didn't exist when they were babies. From internet commerce to coding, from YouTube and social media influencers to data center engineering careers. Most of the AI deployments to date have been focused on Gen AI training, but the real use case and the returns on investments are on the inference side. The report covers the forecast of AI training trends on data center infrastructure, as well as the ongoing transition into inference. Today, large language model training represents 90% of global AI workloads, which is concentrated in AI data centers with hundreds of megawatts to more than a gigawatt of power capacity. Within the next 5 years, the ratio is predicted to flip. 90% of AI consumption will be for inference. That's why the expansion for AI model training to inference is driving force of conversations among iMasons about the digital future. The iMasons community identified 4 challenges in the 2024 report, what we call the 4 Ps. Now, we're introducing the fifth P to the industry's challenges, and all are compounded and amplified by AI. They are power, perception, people, planet, and the fifth P is protection, for data protection. So let's talk about power. Power is the top challenge, as data centers rely heavily on access to increase electric power to meet the accelerating demand for digital services. As it was in 2024, power remains the top of mind for continued growth of digital infrastructure industry. The 2025 report explores how the AI boom exacerbates the power challenge. The report navigates into the power consumption by data centers, which could represent 4% globally by 2030 and as much as 12% in the US by 2028. This power challenge and constrained capacities are driving efficiency and innovation, potentially long-term, medium-term, and immediate solutions that are also discussed, such as the long-term prospects for nuclear, including SMRs, with the advantages, challenges, safety concerns, technology advancements, and the mystification of nuclear energy. The report also discusses medium and short-term solutions to power challenge, including renewables plus storage, such as the concentrated solar power, as well as the wind and haze, geothermal, and hydrogen fuel cells. It seems that natural gas is emerging as the most obvious choice to bridge time to power, as power transmission and distribution infrastructure is built and upgraded to serve data centers and new power generation solutions evolve and scale. The power section is one of the most comprehensive sections of the report. I encourage the audience to read it and explore further. Let's talk about perception. The need to earn a positive public perception of the digital infrastructure industry in communities where digital infrastructure is located accelerated up the list as a top priority for the digital infrastructure industry. The AI boom and the power challenge have increased public awareness of digital infrastructure industry, which brings increased scrutiny and pushback that threaten to throttle growth. The report discusses initiatives to earn a positive perception for the industry. For example, an industry work group called the iMason Social Accord is actively developing a framework community engagement guidebook, an agreement that commits the digital infrastructure industry to achieve economic, social, and ecological balance with the communities where data centers are built and operated. On the people side, another constraint, the shortage of skilled people to build, operate, and maintain digital infrastructure remains as a challenge as industry growth continues to outpace the industry ability to recruit, train and retain people. The report focuses on replicable success stories to build a workforce for the digital future. Planet. As noted in the 2024 report, without a deliberate focus on decarbonization in development decisions, the industry's carbon footprint will balloon and make net zero commitments unachievable. iMasons continue to view growth at all costs as unacceptable and kept protecting the planet as a top priority in the 2025 updated report. Regulations such as the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission's Climate Disclosure Rule and the European Union Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive are expected to compel many members of the digital infrastructure industry to keep the planet a top priority as they continue to grow the economy. Optimism about the digital infrastructure industry's ability to protect the planet rests in the industry's spirit of innovation. For example, an iMason's delegation to Dubai and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in early April visit large-scale project with a combination of solar during the day, wind during the night, and green hydrogen energy storage for turbines when the sun doesn't shine or the wind doesn't blow. This is an important advancement for 24/7 renewables on the net zero journey that I witnessed. Industry initiatives such as the iMason's Climate Accord continue to gain traction. To date, the Accord has united the largest portfolio owners in the digital infrastructure industry, representing more than $8 trillion in combined market capitalization on a common goal of carbon reduction. This year, the Accord launched a maturity model or framework that enables members to measure progress in carbon reduction across materials, equipment, and power, and share those best practices with industry peers. Let's talk about the protection. The protection of data that digital infrastructure process, stores, and transmit emerge as a new challenge and opportunity for the distribution of digital infrastructure around the world. The 2025 report explores how the push and pull of the data protection trends impact the growth of the digital infrastructure industry, including where data centers are located to train AI models. Governments want digital infrastructure within their jurisdiction to protect their sovereign data for reasons of national security and economic competitiveness. Hyperscalers require digital infrastructure located within data safe harbors where cost-competitive, scalable, and abundant clear power is available to train next-generation AI models. Enterprises, research, organizations, and citizens want to fine-tune and use AI models with their data in digital infrastructure that offers data protection and isolation from the public cloud. These trends are an accelerant to the growth of the digital infrastructure industry, according to iMasons all around the world. The report explores the concepts of data safe harbors and data embassies to address the data protection concerns. For example, this report was instrumental for the iMasons delegation of hyperscalers visit to Dubai and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia with government ministers about the data protection earlier this month. Data protection concepts in the report help frame these conversations, and those conversations are helping inform a policy agenda. This is an example of how the report can be used to facilitate the business and policy decisions that will shape the digital future. Okay, now it's time for the market insights section. The market insights section of the report covers market sizes, trends, and insights from around the world and per region. I want to give a special thanks to Data Center Hawk, a market intelligence platform that provides data and insights on global data center real estate, to Decivite, a data center market intelligence firm, and the global real estate investment firms of CBRE and JLL. Their data insights and reports inform the information presented here. The report outlines sizes and capacities in 4 categories: active or commissioned capacity, under construction, development pipeline, and the aggregate total. So let's start with global. The total global capacity of hyperscale, colocation, and enterprise data centers that are active, under construction, and in the development pipeline exceeds 205 gigawatts. More than 55 gigawatts of that capacity is actively, around 15 gigawatts is under construction, and at least 135 gigawatts is in the future development pipeline. In the last 12 months since our last year report was released, actively capacity went up 60%, under construction capacity is up nearly 50%, and the pipeline capacity is up more than 160%. After analyzing these numbers, the current active capacity of 55 gigawatts is expected to grow 3x or even 4x in the next 5 to 7 years. Take into consideration that the numbers in the development pipeline category are an indicator of long-term market growth terms. Whether and when this capacity will be built is uncertain. Some capacity may represent multiple projects chasing the same client or demand, for example. So let's jump into the Americas. Most of the global capacity and the expected growth is in the Americas, with 35 gigawatts and a forecast to reach 135 gigawatts over the next years. The majority of this capacity is being deployed in the United States. Vacancy rates across the Americas are on an average of 5% or 2.6% if we consider only the United States. The report explores the largest established markets from Northern Virginia, Dallas, Phoenix, Chicago, Atlanta, to second-tier and emerging markets within the U.S. such as Ohio, West Texas, Reno, Charlotte, San Antonio, and North Dakota, to the rest of the relevant markets in Canada and Latin America, such as Brazil, Chile, Mexico, and Colombia. Now, the APAC region. Asia Pacific represents the second largest region. There is more than 10 gigawatts of active hyperscale, colocation, and enterprise data center capacity in the region. About 2.5 gigawatts are under construction, and around 25 gigawatts are in the development pipeline. The vacancy rate is 7%. The region is vast and industrious, with pockets of population density and power constraints that present opportunities and risks for the accelerated growth of the digital infrastructure. The report explores the dynamics of the well-established markets of Singapore, Johor, Tokyo, Sydney, Mumbai, and other emerging markets such as Jakarta, Seoul, the Philippines, and others. The EMEA region, there is nearly 10 gigawatts of active hyperscale colocation and enterprise data center across Europe, Middle East, and Africa. As much as 2.5 gigawatts of capacity is under construction, and potentially more than 20 gigawatts of capacity is in the development pipeline. Vacancy rates are around 2.6% in Europe and 5% when the Middle East and Africa are included. The vacancy rate is around 10% in Africa, where capacity typically takes longer to fill than in established markets. The report covers and explores the dynamics of the well-established markets of the famous FLAP-D region, which includes Frankfurt, London, Amsterdam, Paris, and Dublin, and the move to second high-tier markets growth on the Iberian Peninsula, including Spain and Portugal, along with Milan, Zurich, and Greece. The Middle East represents a high-potential market, with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates vying to become a global AI hub with access to clean energy and renewables. The report also covers the dynamics of the African markets of South Africa, Kenya, and Nigeria. Okay, let's wrap up. As I share as the start of this live stream, digital infrastructure is a new utility, a necessity to participate in the modern world, just like running water or electricity. It is the great equalizer that enables anyone, anywhere, to participate in the digital economy. As demand for digital services triples and potentially quadruples the capacity over the next decade, we must build digital infrastructure that integrates with every community in an economically, socially, and ecologically responsible and sustainable way. To achieve this goal, we must collaborate with global, local governments and civic leaders, business and investors, and utility and service providers to ensure that our presence in every community creates jobs, improves neighborhoods, promotes equality, and helps restore the ecosystem balance. This is true for communities that are established data center hubs and communities poised to gain their first digital infrastructure development. I truly believe our industry has responsibility to think holistically about how we approach the growth of digital infrastructure to enable everyone to participate in the digital age. I hope this live stream has provided new insights and items to think about in your role, whether inside or outside the digital infrastructure industry. This session is the start of an iMason's podcast series around the concepts and chapters of the report that will be announced over the next few days. Time for a Q&A. So where are the questions? Okay, let's respond. Here they are. Please send your questions using the Q&A bar. And okay, here they come. Oh, they are so many. Okay, one question here. How do you see the timeline for AI inference overtaking AI training in terms of infrastructure demand? Well, based upon the insights from the 2025 report, we anticipate that within the next 5 years or so, inference workloads will dominate approximately 90% of the AI consumption, where today we're largely focused on training. This shift will dramatically change the infrastructure needs, moving from centralized to massive training hubs to distributed lower latency environments across global markets. Okay, time for our next question. What actions can local government take to better support sustainable digital infrastructure development? Well, local governments play a critical role. Perhaps streamline the permitting process, investing in grid and transmission, upgrade, promotion, access to clean energy, and fostering strong community engagement frameworks. The iMason Social Accord and community engagement initiatives offer guideposts to align industry growth with economic, social, and ecological goals for every region. So I encourage you to learn more about the Social Accord. Next question. Do you think the power constraint will slow down the deployments? The industry is innovating aggressively. There are some solutions that include integrating renewables with the storage, optimizing energy efficiency, and deploying interim solutions like natural gas that could bridge the longer-term emerging technologies such as the small modular reactors, geothermal or green hydrogen storage are being explored and piloted. Every time we have a constraint, innovation always brings the answer. Next question. What are some of the new types of jobs being created in the digital infrastructure sector due to AI growth? You know, AI is creating a wide range of new opportunities. From data center design, as we mentioned earlier, an AI model operation specialist, cybersecurity, AI infrastructure engineers, sustainability analysts, community engagement professionals. This sector is rapidly evolving, and it's generating new careers that will require both the technical expertise, skill sets in areas of environmental and public relations. Well, we have now have time for only one more question. The rest will be answered in our blog. How can individuals who are not currently in the industry get involved with infrastructure masons or pursue opportunities in these fields? Well, we welcome everyone, whether you are from a technical background, policy, finance, or other fields. You can start by downloading the report, joining iMason as a member, and participating in our regional and global initiatives, committing, contributing to working groups like the iMason Social Accord, the Climate Accord. The iMason's platform is built to connect and empower professionals across all facets of the digital infrastructure industry. So let's close. Thank you for all your questions. As we close, I want to give a special thanks to the iMason's board and to our iMason's partner companies who make what we do at Infrastructure Masons possible. Your contribution and support is invaluable to our combined success. Don't forget to download the reports from our website, read through the chapters, and most important, take actions and join us to run initiatives in one of the fastest growing industry that is impacting the world in the natural evolution of the humankind, in the progress of technology, innovation, and efficiency. I encourage you to learn from the insights and trends outlined in the report and use them to take informed action. The strength of our industry lies in its collective engagement and collaboration. Whether you are a long-time iMasons member, new to the organization, an investor, industry observer, government, stakeholder, or community member, your involvement is essential. Join discussions, contribute your expertise, and help shape the digital future. Thank you for being part of this journey. I look forward to seeing you on our next interaction as our community continues to deliver a greater digital future for all. Thank you very much.